My goodness, guys, I went and saw Catching Fire last night, and wow. I feel like this braid is looking really weird. Oh well, it's too late to fix it. Anyways, holy cow. Why? I mean, why would you end it like that? Like, the ending, I mean, we all knew it had to end somewhere, but why would you end it there? Because now we gotta wait an entire year to see everything else that happens in the second part of Mockingjay. Like, it's not okay. Anyways, I will get over it. So, for this, I actually took notes on my phone for this. Oh my gosh, it was so good, and like, it did not feel like it was like 2 hours long. Oh my god, it was so good. I wish it was more. I wish it was all just one movie. Anyway, so since I took notes, let's get down to business and talk characters. Boggs. He was nothing like I pictured him when I was reading the book, which I actually have read and I finished it. Oh my goodness. Let's not go into that. Anyway, so when I was reading about Boggs, like, I pictured this, like, humongous, like, muscly, bald white guy. Like, kind of like The Rock, but paler. Like, that's what I saw Boggs as, not who they had playing him. Like, he was a little too small for what I would picture this, like, second in command in the army of 13 to look like. Katniss. Oh my goodness. Jennifer Lawrence is like my woman crush. Like, I would go gay for Jennifer Lawrence. Like, that's just how attractive I find her. Like, oh my goodness. Holy cow. And like, I understand that when we see her in 13, she's not actually wearing no makeup. I mean, it's Hollywood. They're not going to let you go on screen without makeup on. But, like, the way the makeup job is done so well, and it makes it look like she's wearing no makeup, like, I wish I could look that pretty with no makeup on. Because, like, when I don't wear makeup, I have, like, giant dark circles permanently under my eyes from the lack of sleep I get. And, like, I look like I walked off the set of The Walking Dead. Like, it is not a pretty picture. And Jennifer Lawrence is just such an amazing actor. Like, oh my god. Like, she can play crazy, and she can play like, she can play any role. You give her any role and she can play it, like, phenomenally. Like, her in Mockingjay, like, that was Katniss. Like, oh my goodness. And, like, makes me feel kind of nice inside because she's not a very pretty crier, which makes me feel really good because I'm not a pretty crier either, but, you know, it shows that, like, she's human, and it's great. And, like, she did an amazing job as Katniss in the first part of Mockingjay, and I can't wait to see her in part 2. I just love Jennifer Lawrence. Like, you guys don't understand, like, how much I love Jennifer Lawrence. Effie. Okay, so for Mockingjay, we don't really hear anything about Effie until the very end of the book, where they say it was hard trying to keep her alive. And so, like, you hear absolutely nothing about Effie through the entire book, but they incorporate her into the first movie. She has taken refuge in 13 along with a bunch of other capital citizens and citizens of 12. And, you know, she's there, and I think it's so funny because she has to adapt from, like, wearing colorful wigs and, like, these outrageous clothing for the Capitol and to these jumpsuits where you don't even see her actual hair. She has it, like, wrapped up in a towel thing. And it's funny to see her, like, go from, like, what we've seen in the last 2 movies to this, like, minimum of basics she can have in 13. And I kind of really like how they have her there. If you can see more of Effie, then we have Finnick. Oh my gosh, I freaking love Finnick. And, like, when they first announced that Sam Claflin was gonna play Finnick in Catching Fire, I was like, he is not attractive. Like, I don't find him attractive at all. He's not my Finnick. And you know what? I grew to attached to him through Catching Fire. I think he's the cutest little thing. He looks like a little puppy dog, and he's just, like, so cute. And, like, seeing him so hurt and depressed and not completely here. It tears me up inside. Like, just watching that on the screen, it was like, no, don't be so sad. Oh my god, it was so sad. I felt so bad. It was so bad. It made me hurt inside. And he's just adorable. And then it just hurt even more because then I was thinking in Mockingjay Part 2, we have to watch him die. It's not okay. It's not okay, guys. It's not okay. And then we have Gale. Why is he so attractive? Like, I love Gale. I really do. I mean, sad to say, in the first book, I was Team Gale, and, you know, Katniss proved to me that I should be Team Peeta in Catching Fire. So I switched to Team Peeta, but I was originally Team Gale, and I think he's so attractive, and his character is just so sweet towards Katniss since they've been childhood best friends, and, you know, there was awkward moments where they liked each other and they kissed. It just doesn't work out. But, like, Gale still cares for Katniss, even though he knows he has absolutely no chance with her because she's absolutely in love with Peeta, and her and Peeta are meant to be together. But, like, in the book, I loved how, like, he understood this, but he still wants Katniss to be happy. He doesn't want it to be like, oh, I can't have her, so nobody can have her. If I'm upset about this, she has to be upset too. And I loved how, like, he still risked his life to go and rescue Peeta because he knew that's what Katniss wanted, and that's what was going to help Katniss get better and make her more cooperative. But, like, in the movie, they make Gale out to be such an asshole. Like, him standing there saying, did you even hear anything he said? Like, he's not worth it, and all this stuff. I'm like, why are you saying that? I mean, I understand you don't like the guy because he took the one girl you actually want, but still, I don't know. I just don't like the way they portrayed Gale in the movie versus what he was like in the book. Like, he was so sweet in the book, and, like, I know he didn't exactly approve of what was going on, but he still did whatever he could to make Katniss happy. Alright, and then, of course, we have the scenes with Buttercup, the stupid cat. When Katniss goes back to 12, you know, because they're trying to show her, you know, that this actually did happen. There's no longer anything left in 12 except for Victor's Village. And she goes back and she's looking through the house, and the stupid cat comes in. That cat is like, I can't tell if it's fat or if it's just like extremely fluffy. But that thing is huge. And she puts it in the bag, and it's like meowing, and I was laughing so hard, and like, I went and saw it with my best friend, and she could not stop laughing. Every time it went to Katniss, and she had that big old bag on her, and she's like, the cat's in the bag. Like, it's just sitting in the bag. And I was like, why are you so obsessed with that? And she's like, because my cat would never do that. Would your cat do that? I was like, have you met my cat? My cat is like the spawn of Satan. Of course it would not sit in a bag if I told it to. But it was so funny, and like, that stupid cat, even though Katniss and Buttercup do not get along, like, at all, like, the fact that they tolerate each other just because Prim loves each of them, and, like, they both mean so much to her, I just find it funny. And when Prim goes back for that stupid cat, why? It's a cat. But, I mean, I guess I could understand, like, if something like that happened and, like, my dog was with me, I would go back for my dog, because I freaking love my dog. She's my favorite thing in the world. We have Coin. Oh my god. I never liked Coin from the beginning. Like, I never liked her. We all know she didn't like Katniss. The only reason she agreed to Katniss's terms was so she could be their Mockingjay to start this rebellion and everything. And the actress they picked to play her was so freaking pretty. Like, it's not even fair how, like, gorgeous she is, even with her gray hair. Like, it's not okay. Although the one thing that did bug me about Coin is her eyes. Like, they're like a goldy brownish color. Like, I want to say it looks It reminds me of the eyes that the Twilight vampires have, the brown ones. And, like, it is just so strikingly creepy when, like, it's zoomed in on her because, like, you can tell they're not her natural eye color. Like, I spotted it right away because I wear contacts, so I can tell colored contacts from anything else. Because, like, if you wear colored contacts, you can tell somebody, like, it's not their natural eye color. Like, you just have to look and, like, it just, I don't know what it is. It just sets something off, and it just doesn't look right when people wear colored contacts. And you can tell because when they kind of, like, close up on her face, around the ring of the gold is, like, a ring of, like, dark brown. And you can tell that's her natural eye color and not this, like, gold color. And it's just, like, it makes her look creepy. Like, she is so creepy looking with those colored contacts. Like, I'm like, why would you do that? You didn't have to do that. Just stop. That's just weird. And President Snow, my God, he looks like an evil Santa Claus. Like, let's just be real. It is Santa when he has lost a bunch of weight and decided he was going to take over the world. That's what President Snow is an evil Santa Claus. So, watch out, because Santa's going to take over the world is basically what that means, and we're all going to die. When Katniss has the Peeta dream in 13, when she wakes up screaming from a nightmare like she has done so many times on the train for Hunger Games and the Victory Tour, and then you see Peeta running out and is saying, it's okay, what's wrong? She tells him she had a nightmare. He's like, it's okay, and then they lay down and, like, she's curled up with him, and it just hurt, because, like, I'm kind of like, is this real or is this a dream? And, like, of course it's a dream because, Peeta's stuck in the Capitol, but, like, they're so cute, and it hurts because, she's hurting because she wants Peeta and she can't see him. And, like, just that little glimpse of Into the Past where they had, like, one of their sweet moments, it hurts because, it's not actually happening and it's just a dream. And it's like, I just want them to be together. Just put them together. Just forget everything and get them together. The whole scene where they're shooting the first, like, commercial thing that they're doing, and it's in one area in 13, and she's being told to act, and they're, like, digitally putting in people in, like, the background and everything. And they keep telling her, cut, that was horrible, that sucks, does she even know the line? And she's like, I know the line. And I was like, I couldn't stop laughing because I feel like that's how actually shooting Mockingjay was, when there were so many mess ups and so many people, like, laughing and they have to retake everything. Like, I feel like that was actually, like, shooting Mockingjay. And I just thought it was so funny because, like, Katniss is, like, the worst actor in the world, guys. Like, oh my goodness. And then once they do the actual first commercial thing, I can't even remember what they call it, but after they do the actual one and they show it, and at the very end it says join the Mockingjay, and then it flashes back out and it says something else, and it's like I couldn't help laughing because it looked like a really cheesy ending to a movie trailer. Like, everything else is, like, so high tech and it looks so cool, and then that was, like, the lamest ending you could have to that. Like, why would that be the ending? It looked so stupid. The whole section where they're in the meeting and talking about when is the time that Katniss actually inspired you that wasn't when Peeta made you like Katniss, because he has that charm that can make you like anybody. And, they're talking about, when she volunteered for Prim, when she did the song for Rue and all this stuff. And Haymitch is writing on the board, like, he has the worst handwriting in the world. Like, he's so lucky that it took his handwriting and formulated it out into typed up print on the screen, because I doubt anybody would have been able to read it. It was, like, so bad. It was, like, one of the things I really did like about Mockingjay Part 1 is that, it would interrupt areas to show you what is going on in the districts. And it would show you what they're doing to help with this rebellion and, like, take down the Capitol. Like in District 7, when all of the lumberjacks were walking out, and the guy saw the Mockingjay symbol and then did the song, and they all took off running and up the trees, and then they blew up the peacekeepers on the ground. And then in 5, when they were charging the bridge to get inside to blow up the dam that supplies the power to the Capitol, like, I just loved how it could show you, like, how just, like, the slightest thing that Katniss does helps with this rebellion. Like, it sets all these people off to go and start something new that is going to be of worthy to this cause and help to bring the people what they need, which is freedom from the Capitol. And it's nice to see how, like, the rebellion is just, like, starting and, like, going on, and how everybody's catching on and doing their own thing to eventually bring down the Capitol. Another thing I really liked about, I just like about movies in general, is because when you read books from first person, you only get that person's viewpoints. You can only hear and get the side of the story of what they hear and are told and all this stuff. And the great thing about movies is that, like, it shows you what else is happening, like the inserts of what's happening in the other districts. And then when they go for the rescue mission, you get to see what's actually happening and how they get in and they find Peeta, and, like, it's great to see that point of view that's not just the one character where you're like, well, I don't even know what's going on. Is this really what happened, or is they just being told this? I was told before I went to go see this movie that it followed the book very well. But I had finished Mockingjay yesterday, like I said, before I went to the movies. And I didn't feel like it necessarily completely followed the book, but it was a very good adaptation. I felt like, even though they added a bunch of stuff and they took out a bunch of other stuff, I feel like it was still a really good adaptation, although I wish it was longer and, like, maybe they would have, like, gone on farther in the book, because I felt like there wasn't really a climax, and, you know, like, it didn't feel like a complete movie. Like, we just kept building and building and building, and it ends there because you cut off where they've rescued Peeta and he tried to kill Katniss, and then he cut off and you gotta wait another year for part 2. And it just kind of like drags up, and then it stops, and I hate cliffhangers. Like, cliffhangers are like one of the things I hate most in the world, besides spiders and love triangles. It is one of the things I hate most because I hate having to wait. Like, it's different if I've read, like, what is it, like a TV series, or like a book, or like a movie series that's already come out, and, like, I can just go straight on to the next one, because then I really don't have to sit there and wait for a period of time for it to go on. I just hate cliffhangers. Maybe that is why I don't like reading series unless they're complete, because if it ends in a cliffhanger, they don't have to worry about waiting a year to see the next movie, or a few months to see the next episode, or a year to read the next book. Maybe that's why. But yeah, I just, like, I felt like it was incomplete, and I guess you would just expect that anyway, since they have split Mockingjay into 2 parts. But I don't know, and one of the things I'm really interested to see in part 2 is because Philip Seymour Hoffman died. Like, he's dead, and he plays a major role in Mockingjay. Like, his character is, like, a huge role in Mockingjay, and he's dead. So how are they going to play that out? Like, you can't exactly bring somebody back from the dead to film his role. So, like, what are they going to do? Are they going to bring in, like, a lookalike, or what? I mean, I was talking about this because, like, how are they going to do this? And my friend said that apparently what she heard is they've filmed majority of his parts for both movies. And so the other scenes that they don't have of his, they're just going to CGI him into the scene. And so we'll just see how that works out, if that's how it's going to work out. Yeah, and I really loved at the end, they dedicated the movie to him because it said in loving memory of Philip Seymour Hoffman. I was like, that's just so sweet. And they did that. And I've got a bit of a theory going on in my head because I read this post earlier today that said that Mockingjay is banned in certain countries because the government is scared that the people will start a rebellion because of the movie. And that's crazy. Like, some guy in, I don't remember what country it is, was arrested because he did the three-finger salute thing they do. And so I'm wondering if we're about to have a bunch of rebellions going on all over the world because people are trying to take back the government because of Mockingjay. It's interesting. It's crazy. And, like, it makes you realize that, yes, it's a book series and, like, it's just for, like, young adults and it's not really supposed to mean anything. But that could be the spark that sets off a revolution, and all of these countries are going to be taken back by their people. And so I'm starting to wonder, was this Susan Collins' intention all along, was to help these other countries take back control from their evil governments? I don't know. It's just something I thought about today. But yeah, so that is it. Anyways, I will see you guys next time with a book haul. And currently I have 6 books I've bought, but then again, Black Friday is coming up, so I may swing by the bookstore. We'll see. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!